Well, as you saw in the thumbnail, today we're doing something very different. I was at Oshkosh this summer talking to my buddy Sofin, who's a member of the Tora 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 Pyro crew. I told him about the flying I'd been doing recently and the dishes I cooked. He looked at me with one of those, I think I have an idea expressions, and started making inquiries.
Hi, my name is Paul. I'm an EA pilot and I'm a flight controller.
That's from Georgia?
No, I'm from New Jersey.
Jim Poole, Bellevue, Nebraska also, my 26th season. And Gordy, I've been retired coming up in April, 18 years.
We are a safe group, so if you see something you don't feel comfortable, please speak up and mount up with us.
Who's driving gators?
The idea, of course, was to figure out a place where I could join the team, learn how the pyro works, and then cook something for the team. We finally settled on Houston and the Wings Over Houston Air Show as our event. Days start early for the pyro crew. We meet at the hotel well before dawn, get organized, and then head over to the airport. Once there, we brief the plan for the day.
All of our people are in the field right now, setting up where their spreads are at. In this area, you see the people scattered out, and that's our pyro field.
Each show is worked by a different team of volunteers depending on everyone's schedules and the location of the show. Once inside, the work begins to get the spreads set up. With the setup done, it's showtime. The show itself uses aircraft from the 1970 movie Tora 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 to reenact the attack on Pearl Harbor.
It's like you're not really doing to hey, look at the explosions and the bullets on the ground. It's more like it's an inundation of like overwhelming experience of like what is that noise coming from? It's all over. And that's what like Pearl Harbor instance was like chaos.
Yeah,
you want to experience like what it felt like. We even had Army guys sitting there playing baseball, and they're doing their thing, and all of a sudden they're running, grabbing their the M4s and shooting at the targets at the top. So it was a great show. I like Houston because it's how you can actually get a better perspective of what's supposed to be done.
Wow, that's so cool.
Cut another 10 bullets, so we'll have enough for another strafe, but we might end up adding on.
Okay.
And if we do, the last strafe that you build will probably be a long one. Okay. To just use that rough. Okay. All right.
And so once the planes start flying, we are visually working off the aircraft in order to make it look like a bomb drop or a strafing run for the aircraft. Once the show's all done, we have all the explosives done. It's to knock it off. That's the only time you hear the planes even talking. And at that point in time, they form back up, come back over for the wall of fire pass.
During the show itself, there are multiple crews on each section of the pyro. Using a combination of setups, each crew simulates either bomb drops or strafing runs. The layout for this show was 4 sections, and the sections informally coordinated their bombs so we didn't run out of bombs before the end of the show, and each time a plane passed, it resulted in a bomb. The grand finale is always the wall of fire, which consists of dozens of bombs all going off at once as the planes do their final show pass. And with that fun over, it was time to kick back and make some Philly cheesesteaks, Wisconsin style. This morning I was supposed to be recording a quick video for this product Plane Perfect has called One. The idea of the video was to show the product on the plane, then clean the plane with it, and show the difference between the before and after shots in terms of how clean it was. Unfortunately, the product works so well that I couldn't actually do the after shot because the product wouldn't stay on the airplane. So after being frustrated for a few minutes, I realized that this itself was actually a pretty compelling testimony about the quality of the product. The name One comes from the fact that it's designed to be used on any surface. So you can use it on your leading edges, on your windshield, on your cowl, on your fuselage, whatever you want to. One product, all surfaces. So give it a try, I think you'll like it. The Philly cheesesteak originated in Philadelphia in the 1930s when Pat Olivieri, a hot dog vendor, decided to grill some beef on his cart, attracting a cab driver who requested a steak sandwich. First, we're cooking the onions. The smart money is on using a mandolin to slice things, but mine was forgotten in the plane. So I just did the best I could, slicing them like a normal person. Word quickly spread, and Pat's creation became so popular that he opened Pat's King of Steaks, which is still a landmark today. Onions have a ton of water, so the breeze and lack of high power burn are a real problem. But eventually we got them caramelized and cooked. Then it's the same treatment for the green peppers. In both cases, we're cooking them to make them tender and sweet. Traditionally, the sandwich is made with thinly sliced ribeye steak, grilled onions, and cheese on a soft hoagie roll, with Cheese Whiz becoming the common choice in the 1950s. We have Cheese Whiz for the traditionalists. We have provolone as well, but most fun, we're making a Wisconsin cheddar sauce since I live in Wisconsin now. The Wisconsin cheddar sauce is a blend of whole milk, cheddar cheese, Monterey Jack, and sodium citrate. A lot of people make a roux, a blend of butter and flour, to make a smooth sauce, but I prefer better living through chemistry. Sodium citrate is the salt form of citric acid and prevents the cheese from clumping. So those are the prep steps. Next we start cooking the beef. We went to a butcher and had them prep thinly sliced ribeye to save ourselves the trouble of having to slice it at the show. They packed them in 4 packages, which worked out perfectly in terms of managing the cooking process on our flat top. Our host Wayne came walking back about this time and laughed as he shared that he could smell the onions cooking from halfway down the show. The wind shifted, so I moved the meat around to take advantage of different hot zones. But really, this was just a matter of separating the slices, getting them heated and browned a little, and then starting to plate things up. We did this buffet style with people bringing a roll to the grill for beef, and then adding whichever toppings they were interested in. Finally, after everyone else ate, I had a chance. I thought they were pretty tasty. The beef was well cooked, the cheese sauce was very cheddary, and the team seemed to enjoy it too, so that was satisfying. Well, that's all I have for you today. If you're wondering whether you should subscribe, the answer is yes.